Hello, 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 my single. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, you are back, Sister Holy Ghost on wheels. Yes, 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 yes. Coming to talk to my single this morning. Yes, yes. Y'all know I love my singles. And welcome to Free Spirit Radio. Member of the for knowing what works. I'm sorry, I guess y'all say, wait a minute, what happened to it? Knowing what works. I'm still here. I'm still here. I am still here. Knowing what works on Free Spirit Radio. We are some kind of glad. I mean, some kind of glad to be back with you. And you know what? I couldn't wait. I told you all Thursday, this week was going to be amazing. I guess you say, well, she said that all the time. Because it's true all the time. Okay? At least for me. Listen, singles, I want you all to be sure and be here now. You understand me? I want you all to be here. Call your buddies. Tell them, say, look, Sister Holy Ghost on wheels. She's on the radio and she wants to talk to us. And we need to listen. Okay? Okay. I told you all last week, I said we had to talk about something this week. And you know what that is? How mature are you? That's what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that Thursday. How mature are you? Okay. You know scripture. Scripture. Okay. You remember when Paul was talking in First Corinthians, the 13th chapter. Y'all remember that? And you remember when he was saying how that when he was a child, he thought as a child, he understood as a child, but when he became a man, he put away childish things. You remember all that? Do you all remember that? Well, guess what? That's what I want to talk about. Okay? That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about when he said that, and that's 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter and 11th verse. And this is what Paul said. He said, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, when I grew up, I put away childish things. Okay? I put away childish things. Now, I don't know how many of y'all remember this, but I told you all, I love the Jewish Bible. That's one of my favorite Bibles is that Jewish Bible. Okay? So let me read it from the Jewish Bible. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, thought like a child, argued like a child. I want you to remember that, argued like a child. Now that I have become a man, I have finished with childish ways. You hear me? You say, well, okay, what is your point? Let me tell you what my point is. My point is, singles, you have to know when you are finished with childish ways. That's what you're talking about. In your relationships, I don't care whether it's significant other, I don't care whether it's BFFs, I don't care whether it's family, I don't even care if it's parents. You have got to know when You are finished with childish stuff. Now, I told you to keep that in mind about argued like a child. And I put emphasis on that because many times when we're single, you know what we do? We keep going back and forth with somebody because we want them to see what we think they don't see. And we keep trying to make that point. We keep trying to stretch that point. And you know what happens? You wind up stretching out. You wind up with high blood pressure. You wind up with your body out balance. And then you wind up still with the same situation that haven't changed. You hear me? Same situation haven't changed. You say, okay, so what do I do? I'm glad you asked. You through arguing. You through with childish ways. You through with it. If you're with somebody, whether it's friendship or relationship or familyship, and you keep trying to get a point across and they don't want to see it, it ain't that they don't see it now. Because trust me, people have intelligence. And when you break that thing down like a fraction with the details, oh, baby, trust me, they see it. But they don't want to see it. See, that's the thing. They don't want to see it. And you're sitting there, every time you and them get together, you still finding some kind of way to bring this issue up because you still trying to get them to see your point. Forget it. Forget it. That's a child that keeps sitting there arguing or keep trying to prove that point. You say, well, you're talking mighty passionate about that. Yes, because you know what? I spent a big part of my life doing that foolishness right there. And I was good and grown. Even down to my children. I wanted them to see what mama was trying to get over to them. It wasn't that they didn't see it, that they what they wanted to do or hear. So you know what? One day, guess what happened? That's exactly right. I grew up. Already grown. See, because your age say 35, 40, 45, 50, that don't mean you're grown, baby. That just means you're supposed to be grown. When you really grown is when you create the space within yourself to let other people stay just the way they want to stay and not let it bother you. That's when you know you're grown. You say, well, wait a minute now, dog, hold it. Since the Holy Ghost so weird, now you just hold it a minute. You trying to tell me I'm supposed to just know that I done said something to somebody and they do get me, but because they don't want to change, I'm supposed to just leave it? Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. You certainly are. You certainly are. And you know why? I will tell you why. It's simply because you don't mess with childish ways anymore. You're single. I keep stressing that. You're single. If you are dealing with a person and they don't want to see, they don't want to share, they don't want to adjust like you have adjusted for them, they don't want to adjust for you, why are you going to sit there and keep talking? They're already letting you know that your feelings are irrelevant to them. What do? I'll tell you what you do. You let them do what they do, and you move on because their behavior has just told you that you do not want, listen to me, You do not want them to be in your inner circle. Their behavior told you that. Their mouth didn't tell you. Their behavior told you. And in the words of the late Dr. Maya Angelou, when a person tells you or shows you who they are, believe them. What does that mean? Quit the conversation. Don't keep talking. Quit being around. That's all you got to do. That takes the stress off of them because they don't want to change, and it takes the stress off of you because you don't have to sit there and talk about it no more. You understand what I'm saying? You are single, and this is one skill you must develop if you want to call yourself grown. I spent years trying to talk to the men I had married, and I ain't married but two, so don't think I done married the whole world, because I haven't. I had married two. I had been married twice, and I had been divorced twice. And I cried, and I talked, and I tried to demonstrate. Oh, God, I'm just going through all of this, trying to get them to see what I was saying. And when I got through with all of the monkey show, you said, well, why do you call it the monkey show? Because that's pretty much what it is. Pretty much. Okay? When I got through with the monkey show, guess what? Nothing had changed. I was exhausted. They still were treating me the same way. I still had the same heartache. Everything had changed, and I had done all of that. But ask me, am I there today? I'm not there in a significant other. I'm not there with children. I'm not there with parents. I'm not there with best friends. I'm not there. I'm not. You know why? I don't have to be. I'm grown. I'm through with childish ways. Okay? I'm through with childish ways. What does that mean? That means if you have entered into my life, well, let's put it this way. If our paths have crossed, and first sight, we pretty cordial, we laugh, get a kick out of kind of spending 5 or 10 minutes together. And you call me, or I call you, we talk, whatever, okay? And it seems like things are going good. And then the real you pops out. And when the real you pops out, I get to see, wait a minute, this is not going to fit. I'm not going to sit there and discuss it with you. I'm just going to slowly move on. You said, well, aren't you going to say anything? No. Because you have already proved to me. I said a few words, and you proved to me that you didn't want to hear me. So why am I going to say any more words? You said, well, maybe you didn't say the right words. No, I said the right words. It just wasn't what they wanted to adhere to. Now, they wanted me to adhere to their words, but they didn't want to adhere to mine. So since that was the case, then guess what? No problem. You have a right to not adhere, and I have a right to move on. That's when you know you're grown, y'all. I want you to really understand that. That's when you know you're grown. When you do no longer spend your time trying to convince people about what you're trying to tell them. They don't have to understand it. They don't have to even want it. You hear me? They don't have to. And that's what you need to settle. That's another part of knowing that you are mature. You have to settle things. It is what it is. See, what happens is most of the time, and I can feel I'm talking to somebody this morning. I can feel it. What happens is we want that person in our life, and we don't want to let them go. So we're going to fix the air between us so that you can tolerate being together. No. You don't people are not put here to be tolerated. People are put here to be loved. And since you're spending your time loving while they're spending their time tolerating so that they can get what they want but not give you what you want, then you need to make a mature decision and say, okay, then thanks for letting me know how you feel and let me move on. Just simple as that. As simple as that. And I'm saying it because many singles are so frustrated with their relationships in any area of their life. They can't get their family to see what they're talking about. They can't get a significant other to see what they're talking about. They can't get their best friends to see what they're talking about. And they're just going around spending their loving days trying to find out, how can I say this? How can I show them what I'm talking about so they'll understand and I can get what I want while they're getting what they want? And you're losing time, you're losing moments, you're losing years, months, days, weeks that you could be spending with somebody else who would love to see it the way you see it. See, what I need you to understand, singles, is this. You don't have to like how a person needs to be loved in order to love them that way. You say, huh? No, you don't. Who told you that you were going to have to love how a person wants to be loved in order for you to give them what they want? That's not true. If you truly love the person, then you will allow them to teach you how to love them. And you will learn how to love them. And then you got to teach them how to love you. Now, if you're going to be receptive to how they want to be loved, but when you get ready to teach them how to love you, you gotta have a drama scene every time. Then no, cut that. Because you're wasting time. All those years that I spent trying to get my family to understand, trying to get my friends to understand, trying to get the men I had married to understand, trying to get my children to understand, I will not get those years back. You hear me? I will not get those years back. I won't. And those were years that I could have been spending with somebody who saw what I had and know that's what I want in my inner circle right there. That's what I want for a best friend. And so far as your family, well, they may or they may not. How mature are you? Because you cannot allow your family, singles. Some of them, man, ain't you going to ever get married? You know, they say things that wound you like you got some kind of control over when love hits you. You say, well, They do it every family reunion. Then why are you still going? You leave every family reunion frustrated, aggravated, and wounded. So why are you still going? Well, it's my family. Okay, and that's your heart. That's your life. So why are you still going? Well, they going to think something is wrong if I don't come. Let them think whatever they want to think. You grown. You can't go to a family reunion without coming back and your heart tore out of socket. Stay out of there. And if somebody wants to ask you, I noticed you wasn't to the family reunion last year. Is everything all right? Yeah, everything's fine. Well, why didn't you come? I don't see the need that I have to explain that to you. I wasn't there. Simple as that. Well, I wasn't trying to offend you. Now, you can offend me. I just gave you a simple answer. I don't owe nobody an explanation for what I do. As long as my God and my heart are on one accord, I don't owe none of y'all nothing. But I love you. And if they take an offense to that, oh well, they'll get over it. And they'll be all right. You, on the other hand, have got peace of mind. You ain't coming away wounded, hurt, aggravated, frustrated. And the time that you would have spent getting wounded and frustrated and aggravated, you chose to go another direction, be with some people who celebrated you instead of wounded you, and you came home and you had this big, gigantic smile on your face. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because you're finished with childish ways. Children keep going back hoping you like them. Grown people don't care. You like me, you like me, you don't, you don't. Okay? And that's what I want you to understand as being a single person. That's what I want you to understand as being a single person. Okay? You have to determine how mature are you. Take an inventory. I believe I mentioned that last week. Take an inventory of your relationships in any area and determine, are you acting childish or are you acting mature? How many discussions are you having over and over and over and over and over about the same thing and you see no change in any area? Family, best friend, significant other, children, in any area. Any. And if you see it, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that. She is so correct. I'm sitting here watching, looking at all of these times I have spent trying to get these folk to hear me. And nobody have heard me yet. And she's right, I'm not going to get none of these years back that I have wasted so far. So you know what? I'm getting ready to do a new thing. I'm getting ready to go on to new territory, be around new people, so that new people can be attracted to me that want to celebrate me as I celebrate them. They're not leeches. They just want to take and not give. So they're going forward. I'm not wasting any moments, any minutes, any seconds, hours, days weeks, months, or years with folk who really are not a part of my inner circle. They're really not. That's what I want you to do, singles. Because when you start doing that, when it do come time for the real significant other, you know how you can tell that's the real one other than daddy telling you that? You'll watch how responsive they are to you, how much they celebrate you. Because if they just celebrate you a drop, don't even waste your time. That's where I am now. And I invite you on this journey. That's where I am now. Okay? That's where I am now. I am monitoring my inner circle. I'm not getting ready to argue with you. I'm not getting ready to keep talking to you. It done been years and you still have the same thoughts about me that you had 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago. Then I'm going to just let you go and I just have to move on. It may hurt, especially when it comes to your family, even after your parents. And you say, well, now hold it. When it comes to your parents, you know, you just let them do because they're your parents. No, you don't. I used to be the same way. You have feelings just like your parents do. And the same Bible that tells children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and thy mother, that it may be well with thee, that thy days may be long upon the earth, and that it may be well with thee, is the same Bible that tells parents, don't provoke your children to wrath. Don't make your children walk away now. Don't make them do something that you wish that you had now. Love your parents. Don't you dare raise a hand to your parents. Don't you dare open your mouth and go tear your parent off, cuss your parent out. Honey, one of you don't drop dead on the floor. But for the mercy of God. But trust me, down the road, you see it. And you'll think about how you used to go at your parents. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all that. Back yourself on up. Back up. And then if your parents come and say, you haven't come around, then you can just nicely tell them, so well, I thought it was best that, I give some space because things are just not like they ought to be, And I have feelings just like you all do. I'm not going to disrespect you, but I'm at the point in my life now I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me either. And if I have to keep coming away with a wounded heart from being with you, then I know I don't need it. Your season is over. Being that close and personal with me, I have to back up. And your parents would say, ain't nobody done nothing to you. So, well, that's the point right there. But I just rather not let it go to that extent. I love y'all dearly, but no. I've had to do it. Now, I'm not telling you nothing. I told y'all I'm not coming to and tell y'all something I hadn't done. I had made a particular choice in my life. And one of my parents, they just, And I said, you know what? Okay. That's it. It was 6 months before I said the thing to him again. But if the Lord hadn't told me to say something to him, I'm not sure I'd be talking to him. You understand me? But I did. And when they picked up the phone and heard my voice, they busted out and went crying and begged me to forgive them. I told them they were fine. But, you know, what I'm doing is offending you, and I understand that. But this is where I am now. And, you know, as long as I'm treating you good and being there for you and looking out for you to the best of my ability, whatever else I'm doing ought not be an issue. Because I'm not doing it in your house. I'm not doing it around you. So, you know, I hated to do that. I hated to do that because they didn't realize it hurt me just as much. But I knew that if I was going to have my sanity and my heart and not have a major heart attack, I had to back up. Matter of fact, I had to back all the way out. I didn't know how long it was going to be, but I knew we would get back in union at some point. I just didn't know when. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to say the same thing to you, singles. You are setting the bar right now. You're setting the bar right now. With how you allow people to treat you. You're setting the bar. You're telling them right now with what you tolerate off of them, how they ought to treat you. You say, yeah, but, you know, if I really stand my ground, ain't nobody going to like me. As long as you feel that way, nobody is going to like you. But when you start understanding that when you set the bar, it gets rid of those who will never like you. It gets rid of those who will never celebrate you. And it frees up space for you to come across people's path who will. There are people that have celebrated me. Won't nowhere near none of the people I had ever known. These were a whole group of new people. And it felt good. Why did it feel good? Well, let's see. I didn't have any achy heart. I didn't have any more drama. I didn't have to spend time doing all that talking. Hello. Okay? So I'm trying to get you to understand. And what was so bad about it, I don't really tell you how bad it got. The guys that I even had married, they were mature. I was still a little child. You know why? They wouldn't talk and say a word. They just ignored me. Now, they wouldn't leave because they liked what I was doing for them, but they weren't going to do anything for me. And as long as I was crazy enough to stay there and put up with that kind of treatment, you think it got any better? Nope. Sure didn't. Because you know what I had taught them? Both of those guys, you know what I had taught them? I had taught them that they can treat me that way, and I'll stay here and put up with it. That's what I taught them. Even though I was talking and asking to be treated differently, my behavior said, oh, well, you don't have to do what I'm asking you. I'm not going anywhere. You see what I'm saying? When I did, they couldn't believe it. When I come back and put the divorce papers, I think the first one, the divorce papers was mailed. The second one, I put them in his hand. You see what I'm saying? Now, you say, oh, God, I know somebody wants you now. Oh, my Lord. They had to go through God knows what. No. Because I'm through with childish ways. You see what I'm saying? I'm through with childish ways. Now, I'm not going to keep running my mouth. I'm going to watch the behavior. And the behavior will tell me whether you're going to be in my life or you're not. You understand me? And that's what I'm trying to tell you singles. You're single. You don't have to. Quit putting up with what you know you're not worth. Stop it. Take inventory of what you call mature. Since you say you mature, you grown, take inventory. Are you really? Because grown people don't put up with stuff. They don't. They're not mean. They just don't involve themselves. And if they're approached by somebody who wanted them to let them abuse them, because that's what, when you have that kind of behavior coming at you, that's abuse. I'm sorry. That's abuse. That is abuse. Sure is. And what I need you to understand is that you have to know. You have to know. I am mature. I don't have to argue with you. I don't owe you an explanation. Children explain themselves. I can't tell you the years I explained myself. Oh, my God. I can't tell you the years I explained myself. I can't. I can't tell you the years. I can't tell you the years. I can't. You know what? Because there were too many of them. And every time somebody got around me, I just felt like I had to explain myself. I had to explain myself. If I made a decision, I had to go through all of this details of why I made this decision. Cause, yeah, but I need you to understand. Baby, they don't have to understand. That was your decision. They don't have to understand anything. Lord, I'm helping somebody this morning. I feel it. They don't have to explain anything. Grown people don't explain themselves. Grown people handle their business. Children explain themselves because they're a child. And a child feels like they got to explain themselves. When you're grown, you know you don't have to explain yourself because that's your decision. Nobody else's. That's yours. And you single. You don't owe nobody nothing. You don't have to explain yourself to God. What? No. He made you. He already knows. You just have to go talk to him. If you did wrong, go apologize. And be willing not to do it again. Because, see, there's a difference in I'm sorry and I repent. I'm sorry means, okay, you told me I did something wrong, and I kind of see, okay, your point, so I'm sorry. But that don't mean I'm not going to do it again. That don't mean I'm going to change. It just means I acknowledge, okay, I did something, I screwed up something, I'm sorry. I repent means I'm not going to do that again. I'm changing. That's what I repent means, okay? Grown people don't explain themselves. They're grown. They have just as much right to do what they do as the next person has to do what they do. You grown. You are single. Your life right now is about you. You're not married, and even if you have a significant other, your life It's about you. Now, if your significant other and you can get together and get on one accord about how you all do things, praise Jesus, hallelujah. If you can't, you do you, let your significant other do them. Now, if it's too much of a y'all doing your own thing, then you know we need to reassess this. Because this is not going to be, this is not the way I want to live. It's not the way I want to live. I had to tell somebody that. I said, this is, I'm done with this. This is not the way I want to live. You know, you promised me that there was going to be change, and you just played me again, and there's no change. So, you know, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to do. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. That's how you know when you are mature. You quit explaining yourself. When I looked around, like I said, I called God Daddy. When Daddy had me to notice one day that I wasn't explaining myself anymore, you talking about the best feeling, Jesus, Lord. That was the best feeling in the world. Oh, my God. Oh, man, that was the best feeling in the world. I didn't have to put myself through no more stress. I didn't have to put myself through no more heartache and pain. I was done. I didn't owe you no explanation. Because let me tell you something, the people that you, singles, the people that you are explaining yourself to, they already know what they're doing to you. They're just wondering when you're going to wake up. Yeah, they're just wondering when you're going to wake up. Okay? They're just wondering when you're going to wake up. Because, see, as long as you let them treat you the way they treat you, you think they're going to stop? No. In their mind, now, hear what I'm saying. In their mind, their thing is, well, we got a dummy here, so we're going to just go ahead on and do what we do to dummies. Honey, you didn't wake, the Lord didn't wake you up. Be no dummy now. That's not why he woke you up. Hello? He did not wake you up to be no dummy. Okay? He woke you up to be loved. He woke you up to be celebrated. He woke you up to be appreciated. And if who have come across your path don't fall into one of them three categories I just named, that's not your inner circle. The people you have up close and personal to you ought to celebrate you. And if they can't, oh well. Then you need to release them so they can cross somebody's path who they do celebrate, and the people that are waiting to celebrate you can finally cross your path. How mature are you? How mature are you? That's what you need to find out. How mature are you? And nobody can answer that question but you. And you might say, yeah, but Apostle McIver, listen, you said some hard stuff tonight. You're talking about, if I did that to the folk I deal with, I wouldn't talk to nobody. Okay, shut up then. You didn't tell me shut up. Yes, I did. Go on. And watch and see. Don't those people leave you and the people that really you need to be talking to come and approach you. Just watch it. Yes, it's going to be painful. Yes, you're going to cry. Yes, you're going to have some heavy days in your heart. Yes, I'm going to tell you. But it ain't going to be as many as you think. You know why? I'll tell you. Because you're mature now. You're not tolerating anybody to come into your inner circle that when they leave, your heart is heavy. When they come into your inner circle, you have to go through a lot of drama. Nope. Not. You understand what I'm saying? Singles, listen to me. Even in your relationship, I don't care how much that man make you think he wants you. I done been there with them games, honey. And they sound so sincere. I mean, man, they got the vigor and everything. And it's 2 months, and you find out they lied again. You see what I'm saying? You don't owe them no explanation to say, look, I tried this again because I thought you were serious. I see you're not, and I'm going through the same thing that I went through with you before. No, we done. And go on. We done. You go on. That's just it. You don't owe anybody anything. You got family members that loved who you married. I done been through that too. Loved who you married, honey. And they won't accept anybody else in your life because that's who they want you to stay with. Now, never mind the person they want you to stay with is mean to you, don't talk to you, don't have anything to do with you, just want to use you. And main thing, they just with you because that's what your family wants. They don't even want you. It's just what your family wants. And they like what your family do for them. So if that's what your family want, then they're trying to put on an act and keep you. That's tolerate, baby. You single. No. And you look right at your family and tell them, no. Let me tell you something. My mom's been dead. But he died before he died. I will never forget, he was in the emergency room. And my ex was there. And my father looked right at me on his dying bed and asked me to stay with him. Told him, no, sir. I said, because if God don't hear you, you're going in Mother Earth and you're going to be rested. I'm going to be in hell. I don't think so. No. Sorry. I ain't making no deathbed promises. I sure ain't. Nope. Because I knew if I told him I would, just to make him happy, and he died, I would feel like I'd have to hold to that promise for the rest of my life and be miserable. Oh, no, honey. No, sir, devil is a lie. We ain't doing that. We not doing that. And he thought, oh, yeah, here's my chance. I don't know whether he had asked my father to talk to me or what. I don't know. But I know nobody dealt with the hell I dealt with but me. And I want no piece of cake either now. But I know I love you. Now, you've been loved if I love you. You've been loved. And that much I do know. I ain't perfect now. But I'm a lover bunny. I just love it. I love it. Okay? And then for me, only thing I get back is tears and an achy heart. Nope. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Not doing it. You see what I'm saying? I didn't need his permission. I didn't need to explain myself. All I needed to do was say, no, sir. If it happened, it's going to be on its own. But I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, you need to know how mature you are. You need to decide, okay, am I still dealing with childish ways, or am I grown? Let me find out. And do the inventory in your relationship, familyship, friendship, okay? Even co-workership. In any area, parent-childship, in any area of your life, do inventory so you can find out, are you still dealing with childish ways, or are you grown? You understand me? Because then you will get peace in your mind, and your life will be so sweet. And your body will say, thank you for not taking me through that drama again. You feel like you got to be pissed when you go to be with somebody, because you don't know if they're going to get you or not. And when I say get you, I mean understand you or not. Oh, no, honey. No, you take them on back with. My mom always taught me put things back where you got it from. Take them people back where you got them from, and you go on. And let some people who see you for who they made you, who see the love in you, who see the brightness in you, who see the all the good in you that he put in you. And they just want to be around it. They don't want to abuse it. They don't want to hurt it. None of that. All they want to do is love it. That's all. They just want to love it. And they want it to be loved. And they want it to love them. That's the people that you need to spend your time being around, okay? All right, listen, I appreciate you all. I know I helped somebody this morning. And we're gonna conclude this on Thursday morning. And let me tell you, y'all heard me say Thursday that I was going on vacation next week. Do you know I had somebody call me, got my number, and called me and said, don't do that. Look, it ain't but 2 days a week and it ain't but an hour. I know you need a vacation, but you just can't leave us stuck out here like this. And I'm summarizing what they said, okay? So I will be on the radio next week. I will be. I won't leave y'all. I will be on the radio next Tuesday, next Thursday. So I'm not going anywhere, okay? And that did make me feel good because it lets me know that what I'm saying, somebody needs it. And it's helping to change their life in terms of how they see themselves. I want you to see yourself as being just that important, not to surround yourself by anybody who won't celebrate you, who won't appreciate you, and who won't try to understand you. That's my main goal. Okay? And if I can point out, maybe some things that will make you look and say, well, I remember doing that, or I remember that happening, and I did exactly what she was talking about, and I was so exhausted. You wonder why you're tired all the time? You're spending your time on people that don't even need to be in your circle. Quit it. I don't care who it is. Quit it. If they don't ever see the need to understand you, celebrate you, and appreciate you, then you shouldn't see the need to spend your time with them. I don't care who they are. Love them and keep it moving. Because again, you were not woke up to be treated that way. Your Heavenly Father didn't wake you up that morning for you to go to bed that night with a heavy heart. No. That's not the vision. So singles, how mature are you? Go find out, and I will see you back here Thursday morning. All right? I love y'all. Thanks for spending this time with me. And have a great, great rest of your day. Bye now.